In this chapter, we are going to cover how to add custom maps and GeoJSON files to the dashboards. Now, this is going to be easily done in the UI while you are creating a dashboard or even a lens, for example, if you want to explore that. Before we start the exercise, just to give you an idea of what you can do with the dashboards using custom maps, something like this, for example, and this is a layout of San Francisco, and you can see some of the buildings. This was used way back in some of our Dreamforce demos. Another example is this. You can see this is a stadium, and we can actually click on these sections and it will update the charts and interact or facet with the charts. Another one of our complex examples is this chart, which actually maps how the Napoleon March was back during the 1812 war. And all of these are interactive again with the bar charts. So the limits are up to you what you can do with a GeoJSON file. Obviously, there's a lot of GeoJSON files out there, whether it's for maps or for facility floor buildings or stadiums, as we saw, or even your own. And we can actually pretty much convert most of the images to GeoJSON. If you check these two URLs, one is from the Trailblazer community, where a lot of folks have been posting GeoJSON files there. And also, if you check this YouTube video by one of our SEs, you're able to take a picture and use a few tools to create a GeoJSON file pretty much from any picture. Now again, just a reminder, that's a different kind of skill set. It's not necessarily Einstein Analytics, but in my humble opinion, it's well worth it. I would say a couple of days just gets you up and running and understanding how to transfer any picture, like I said, to a GeoJSON file. Also, there's this blog. I encourage you to go and read it. And in the end, I'm going to also give you the link to a Trailhead module. Now, for our exercise, we are going to cover the same Trailhead module to upload that GeoJSON file, but we have just simplified the process here by providing you the actual files, and I'll just walk you through the UI, how to do it. So we are going to go back to the environment. If you're logged out, you can log in back and just navigate to Analytics Studio. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So first, obviously, we need the data set. In this case, we are just going to use a new data set, based on a CSV file. It's also provided in the links. So you can click CSV, select that file. That file is going to be called lazipcodes.csv. So you can download the CSV file and hit next. You can keep everything the same. I'm just going to give it an underscore in case I've tried this before. With a 3. Hit next. As you can see, there's a zip code, there's a few fields and few metrics in this file. One thing you need to note is the zip code itself is going to be our group. So if you notice, the zip code is being brought as a measure. This is a measure. And since the zip code is just numbers at this stage, it's a measure. So you need to change this to a dimension. So make sure if you click on zip code, go to field type, change this to a dimension. Why? Because we're not going to aggregate. We're not going to add up zip codes. We're just going to group by that. So now I can hit upload the file. And again, I can leave this in the back or go to Data Monitor and view the progress. We can refresh the job. It's still reading this. And as you can see, I've tried this a few times before. One more time and it's successful. So if I go back to this page, just refresh. And my data set should be down. Now, I'm not going to go create a dashboard. I'm just going to go directly to show you also that you can do it in the Lens and the Explorer. So you can explore this by clicking on the data set. Again, it's the same thing as if you're creating a step on the dashboard. And you can click some of, let's say, wages and group by the zip code. Now, if I want to go to charts and select my chart, if you click on maps, and then you go to formatting, scroll down to map, obviously, like I said, we don't have everything out of the box, just ready for you. But what you can do is add to this list. I mean, this list is available, but you can add your own custom map. Now, the file we've already prepped for you, and it's available again in the download. So what you want to do is hit this plus sign right here. Tip: if you don't see the plus sign, then it's a missing permission under the permission set that you have given this user. There is a permission to use the GeoJSON for the analytics user. So hit plus, and again, you can upload first the GeoJSON, so you can click on this. And GeoJSON is going to be the LA zip codes GeoJSON final. Again, if you go through the trailhead, there's a few processes to clean it up, but we've done this for you. It is important to go to the trailhead and read why we need, for example, certain things in the JSON, like the ID in a certain section. So it is helpful. I've seen some folks come back and ask about this because just the lens itself is not reading the data from the CSV and mapping it to the GeoJSON. So definitely read that trailhead. And again, I'll give you the slide in a bit after this. But hit open. Now I have this new GeoJSON file, call it 3. And give it a label. For example, LA zip codes map. And another thing is, as you can see, this file is big. If you really can focus, this is the LA section we care about, so we can actually zoom in a little bit and say we are only, for example, focused here. You can hit done, and now you can see that this is my map right here. And again, you can see it was just clicks. It's easy. Once you know what you're mapping, the zip code to the data itself, it's just, that's it. You just upload it and it's ready. And now I can clip this, or if this was in another dashboard, it interfaces or facets with everything else. You can see all the values right here. So you can save this lens. Call it, for example, GeoJSON example. And this way you saved something that's working for you for the future. Now, going back briefly to the slides, like I said, if you go down, these are the steps listed for you. So you create the data set based on the CSV file. You can just take a look at the data set. Then you upload the GeoJSON file. And if you don't see, like I said, the plus, go to the permissions and check if the permission set has that permission. These summarize what we did. And this is the trailhead module that pretty much has the same exercise. It does go through a little bit more into cleaning the GeoJSON file, etc. So I hope this helps you when you are creating the custom GeoJSON files. Definitely check that YouTube video. There's another post by Ricky on our team. Or if you check Salesforce Blogger, you will see also a detailed step-by-step how to create your own GeoJSON file and upload it to the Einstein Analytics dashboard.